from a brawler, there's three things. One is the martial artist has the footwork. Secondly, the martial artist is not willing to lose. And thirdly, and very importantly, I learned this from the police, a martial artist doesn't get mad. Okay. If a cop is getting mad when he's fighting, then he's doomed. Okay. And the martial artist doesn't get mad. The martial artist stays calm because the martial artist has confidence in his proficiency. And paradoxically,
professionalism, but
it is. Paradoxically, the better you are in fighting, the less you have to hurt people. And the reason is to use minimum force, you have to have confidence in your proficiency. It's the difference between hitting someone on the head and hitting them on a knee. If you have confidence in your proficiency and your ability to deliver the stroke accurately and in what it will do, then even though you're afraid and your impulse is to knock their head off, you're so afraid, you have confidence in your proficiency and you break their knee instead of their head. That's what it is. And I have confidence in my proficiency because I've been there a million times. I've fought 2 or more people with 3 or 4 dogs. I've had big guys, well, except for that one guy, they're always going to be bigger than me. I mean, I've had a guy one time on the Chattooga turn right around and get hold of me and everything. The guy was that big, like that, man. Looked like an air, I think he was military, to tell the truth. His haircut, this is over in the Chattooga, it wasn't that far from Fort Gordon or Fort Stewart. And get a hold of me and tumble down a mountainside and still have my shit together and come up with him being on me, but not having control of the stick, but having me, and having the guy realize that he was about to get his face knocked in and just dropping me and running away, okay, because I kept my shit together. I didn't lose it. I was able to take him and flip him off the trail and roll all the way down the mountainside to 15, 20 feet. Him come up on top of me and still have my shit together and be ready to bam, that's what I call the extended fist. You have kinetic strokes and you have power strokes or muscle strokes, and the extended fist technique is, here's the bat right there. And I use the bat like you're supposed to use it. A lot of police departments hold the bat like that. In other words, a lot of police departments teach you on a 36-inch bat, riot control, they teach you to have the strong hand down, but you have the strong hand up, like this. Yeah, you have the strong hand up. And that way you can use the extended fist technique, which the tip of the bayonet is the stick is there. And so what that is this tip of the stick is a extra long and extra hard extension of your fist. Bam! It's awesome. It's devastating. Not only is it very quick acceleration, that's where close-in work, okay? For at a distance work, it's going to be a kinetic stroke. Kinetic means moving, and it's kinetic energy. And in other words, the energy you're imparting into the hit is the energy of something moving. In other words, it's mass times speed equals force, okay, except one of them squared. So you visualize the tip of your stick as a projectile, and the object is to get tip velocity.
So you think that type of thing translates as far as in a situation like you were just talking about?
What?
This training, this practice kind of comes out as far as when you said you didn't have to cover her mouth up or anything.
Oh yeah, it's the calm and the calmness I have. Anyone else when they would be doing this, if they weren't a highly skilled martial artist, well, they wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, they'd be nervous or I don't know what they'd do. I mean, imagine what...
It goes back to the pro thing, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it goes back, and it's experience. It's a combination of experience and knowledge. Well, it's like a police officer, or like a soldier. The way a cop wins fights, the way a soldier wins fights, is planning, training, and equipment. That's how police officers win fights. Planning, training, and equipment. The planning is doing scenarios. What if 2 guys and another guy comes this way? What if the guy does that? What if? What if? Planning.
And you rehearse it.
And then training, rehearsing. You do your scenarios and equipment, of course.
Well taken care of.
Which would translate to weapons, you call it weapons. And that's how police officers win fights: planning, training, and equipment. That's how little schmuck police officers can whip ass, because they planned, they trained, they're equipped. But Meredith about got the best of me there. Yeah, she did. Oh, but to ask you a question, once she goes over the edge, I got her around to the tree, and she said, no, don't, but she wasn't yelling anymore. I said, now, honey, don't worry. Listen, I just got to go back. I'll be right here. Listen to me. And I said, and also, the first thing I said is, where's your debit card's credit card? In the car, and say, what's the PIN number? 1224. Okay, look, honey, look. I got your credit card, I got your PIN number. It's going to hurt you, I'll be back just a second. Just take it. And she just calmed right down. And from then on, she was just cooperating, like right there. It was like she wasn't even, and to take her back down to the parking lot, I had to go through some really thick stuff, cross a really steep ravine or drainage with a stream at the bottom, really steep, about 15 vertical feet or 20 vertical feet, really steep, cross the creek and then come up it again through thick roadies, and then take her down the tail end of a boulder field and then cross country straight down to the parking lot. She was unsecured, totally unsecured, except just I put a loop line around her neck and just like a leash, like a dog's leash, and that's the only way she was secured, okay. And I told her that I had a gun and that, I was going to shoot her ass. Now, I didn't have a gun, but I had this BB pistol that looked like a gun. Mm-hmm. And I was going to shoot her ass down if, she took off running or something. Because, you got to do that because most girls could probably outrun me. Not that fast. And after that, from then on, she totally cooperated. We traversed the Blood Mountain through the stick stuff, down through the drainage, up, and everything. She was totally cooperative with me and everything else. And it was all the way through. And as time went on, she got more and more cooperative. The last morning, again, I told you that tank truck got stalled and blocked the road, or stuck and blocked the road. And he said he was calling for help. And I said, honey, look, we got to get out of here. This guy's calling for help. Come on, just start throwing stuff in. Don't worry. Because she by then knew the procedure for packing and unpacking the van. And she would help me, and how we would do it, and, et cetera, what went where. She knew it all. And she would help me. But I said, hey, no, just grab it and throw it in. Grab it. And she just, was really going crazy. But I want to tell you, though. But, the advice to people if they're abducted is to engage your abductor and to make yourself a person to them and not have them think of you as an object. To engage them, to tell them your name, to tell them about yourself, tell them about your family, tell them about tell your abductor that, tell them what you study, what your dreams and hopes and plans and schemes are, and try to engage them and make yourself a person rather than an object, because the abductor is psychopathic. He's looking at you in a human way. You want to make yourself a human. No. It was always me. It was always me engaging them. First thing I ask them is, what kind of music you like? What's your favorite song? What do you do for work? Where'd you go to school? What do you like to do? And talk to them. It calms them down. But none of them ever did that to me. Meredith, the whole time, I knew her thing because I knew her name, I saw it in the license, but I just called her honey. I said, come on, hon, come on, let's go. Gotta do it. Come on, no, no, come on. Yeah, that kind of thing. She never once told me, hey, my name is Meredith. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be pitching the guy like hell. They don't even pitch me. Like, really, I won't say a word, just, I'd be saying, hey, listen, no sweat, listen, I'll tell them you had me blindfolded all the time. I didn't even see nothing. I don't know a thing. I have no good, hey, I'm not even going to report this. Hey, just cut me loose, cut me loose as soon as you can. If I can get back before a big alarm is raised, I'll never even report. I'd be pitching the whole damn time. I'd be bending. If I was abducted, I'd be bending their fucking ear. Engaging them. And making them think of me as establishing a relationship.
You kind of expected that, but never got it.
You're right. It's amazing. It's totally fucking amazing. It was me. I did form a relationship, but that was because of me. Because
you're reaching out.
Reaching out to them, and it gets their cooperation, because now you're making yourself a person to them. Instead of an inhuman monster, you're making them see you as just a guy who maybe got screw loose, but nevertheless just a guy who's rational sounding. You know, the act wasn't rational, but my actions otherwise, and everything is rational, who's intelligent, who's intuitive, you know, who is well-read and educated, and they see me as a person, and they see that I have an interest in them. You know, again, first thing I would say is, I mean, right there, I mean, while I'm leading them away, what kind of music you like? You know, that kind of thing. And asking them preferences, things, what do you do, and everything, and tell me about your job. Part of it is I'm curious. You know, if as an artist and as a sociopath, if you're doing this, you would like to select your victims on an artistic sense. But when you get down, you procrastinate and you someone's got a flaw. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, I want to know them and to see what, you know, who I have got, rather than just a faceless person you're going to kill.
There's nothing else, something interesting, right?
Yeah, and it's not to say my mind could not have been changed with the right kind of people, but I don't know. You know, I have a Rage Against Society, and I guess most people would fit the bill as far as the victim goes. Yeah, actually. Again, I'm remorseful over Meredith because just for the fact that, if nothing else, she drove a Chevy Cavalier. I can't tell you how much I respect that.
Why is that?
Why Yuppie's going to drive a little cheap white Chevy Cavalier? My God, you can get a
no brand name is what you're saying.
No Acura,
Nothing.
no
So
Beamer, no Sub. Okay, you can get a 2 or 3 year Cavalier off rental or off leash for $4,000. I mean, you can get you look in the fucking blue book, okay? You can get a new Cavalier for $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, man. Jesus Christ. And the fact that girl drove a Chevy Cavalier, I asked her why. She told me sensible reasons and everything. I respected her to no end for that.
Yeah.
She didn't have a brain in her head, but hey, neither do you either. And what the hell? No one does it.
Yeah.
Right? You know, we're all just running. We're all just passing the time. We're all just finding some way to divert ourselves from the inevitability of our own end. Anything. Divert me. And by God, don't let me stop and think about it, please. Make me so busy that I can't even think. You know, I can only, just be immersed in the matrix and, everything's virtual and nothing's real, and just keep it spinning, baby, keep it spinning. Okay? So yeah, she was brain dead, of course, but the fact that she drove a Cavalier, the fact that she had this job selling boxes, commercial boxes, okay, to stores and displays and everything. It was just and it was an entry-level slot. She's out there calling on stores selling boxes. And she was so optimistic, enthusiastic about it, even though she didn't, wasn't passionate about the job. She sold boxes, for Pete's sake. But she was happy in it, in that she felt she was progressing, building her resume. As Meredith said, she said, if I can succeed in selling boxes, then it's going to show the next higher level that, I can go out and do it. If I can go out and sell boxes. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing. She was happy in that. She wasn't, anyone else would be up to, bitching about it. No, she was happy to have the job. She was happy to do it. She did it. She was doing good at it. And sure, her life was just stupid, but the thing is, it was full, and she was happy at it. She wasn't dissatisfied. You see, the human condition is to be dissatisfied. That's why we had to settle down and have things and get more and more and more and more. And it's especially the women that are dissatisfied. My God, man, you're having to buy furniture every few years. You're having to buy carpets. They're never fucking happy. And every few years you got to get a bigger house, okay? They are never satisfied. But it's really the human condition is to be dissatisfied. That's why we're at where we're at. I like to use the saying of, well, we wanted to have something to drink, we invented whiskey. Then we wanted a cold drink, we had to invent the refrigerator. We're never satisfied. That's right. She was satisfied.
Well, she
had
seemed to
a
share that
habit.
with you.
Huh?
I mean, she seemed to share that stuff with you as far as making,
Oh, she told me. I questioned her. We had
Oh, okay,
I spent 3 days with her. We had long talks about everything. I gave her a book to read, Cannibals and Kings. I gave her a choice of books to read. And she selected Cannibal and Kings, Marvin Harris, the anthropologist, 1977. Get it, read it. It'll explain much of the stuff that I'm telling you. I've been telling you about what's going to happen to us, where we come from, what civilization is, where it's going, and everything. And you'll see that you're fucking doomed. But hey, don't worry about it. I mean, why? I mean, just enjoy yourself. So what? You're fucked, okay? Hey, there's